Welcome back, everybody. My name is Tim. This is another Real Ideal Gear review. And today we're looking at just one watch. And the watch that we're looking at is an IX&DAO homage watch. And this is, I think, from all the searching that I've done, and I don't search every nook and cranny on AliExpress for different kinds of watches, but this one really stood out to me because of what's involved, what the materials that are used, the movement that's used, the design. Obviously, it's an homage. The lume that's on this watch. There's a lot of things that I look at this like, wow, this is, and for less than $250, because you're going to get this for less than what the listed price here is on the screen. So keep that in mind. So starting off things, it's got to be the movement that really caught my attention. The PT5000, the SW200, the Salida 200. These are both high beat movements. I think this is something that you really have to consider at less than $250. The movement itself, to me, is a huge sale item, huge interest of mine. And I tend to lean more towards the Swiss movement because I think it just has just that higher reputation. It certainly costs more. It's going to cost, I think, at about $70 more-ish. But even the PT5000, I've heard a lot of great things about it. I haven't heard a lot of negatives about it overall. I know that's, there's going to be stories out there, but when you consider the cost versus the benefit, or the risk versus the benefit, I think the PT5000 certainly has a reputation of being a good value. It's not perfect. I think the Salida SW200 is probably a better, more secure movement, but you're also going to pay a bit more for that. So in my estimation, I would probably go with the SW200, although I'm tempted to go with the PT5000 on this model because I think this model with the PT5000 would be just a great test run for me. I've never had a PT5000 movement. So for me, that's, I think, where I would go with this one just to see how it works. But the movement alone to me has got my interest hugely on this. If you look at some of the specs on this, you're going to see that this movement, this watch with the movement, another big piece to this is going to be the thickness of the watch, 11.5 millimeters. And now I don't know if they're skipping out on the glass on the crystal on this one and just going from the top of the bezel down to the bottom of the case, or if there's any kind of domed crystal coming up off the top. But to me, this 11.5 is another huge factor because you have a dive watch, 200 meters of water resistance, less than 12 millimeters. That to me is an indicator that this watch has got some great design qualities to it. It's closer to the wrist, not going to catch on a lot of cuffs. For me, it's not going to catch on a lot of things when I'm working because I anticipate using this one for work. It has the Sapphire crystal, which is great AR coating. The lume on this looks like it's going to be good. And when it comes down to the lume on this watch, this is what I look for. Certainly it's got the design of the homage all over it. But when I look at this watch, I'm not real thrilled about this particular style bezel because I think it's just too busy. I'd like something that's a little bit more simple, more, less cluttered. This looks a little bit more cluttered on the bezel. And this one right here, I think this is probably the best combination, the blue and the black. You certainly have that in the black as well, all black dial and bezel. To me, the blue just adds a little bit of flare of color. So I would lend more interest towards this blue bezel with the, I think it's a black, I don't know if they do black dial or if that is a blue dial. It's hard to tell. Sometimes the lighting that they use can be a little bit off, but either way, I like the blue model quite a bit more, actually. So a lot of the rest of this is just, it's straightforward. It's a titanium case, bead blasted. You've got really, grade 2. The strap width is 24 millimeters. It's kind of the typical dimensions across the board. So the ETA movement doesn't look like it's available for this one, or it's sold out. But to me, this has got to be the best buy out there that I can see for the money, less than $250. I would seriously consider this one, and I'm actually seriously considering this myself. But I don't know how else, the combination of things that are available in this watch, I'm not sure that there's something out there that's better than this. So put that in the comments down below. If you found something that's similar to this or better than this, put that down there for everybody to take a look at. But as far as the dive watch goes, I think this might be the ticket. So there it is. That's a quick review. My name's Tim. This has been another Real Ideal Gear review. We'll catch you guys next time.